हरे कृष्णा। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ा। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गोपाल हे गोपाल। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा, प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। थाई गौर प्रेमानंदे, श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की, श्री ललिता विशाखा देवी की, श्री गिरिधारी गोपाल की, श्री श्री गौर निताई की, श्री राधा गोपीजन वल्लभ भगवान की, श्री जनार्दन स्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you to Srimad Bhagavatam class, Radha Gopinath Mandir on this fine morning of Vasanta Rutu. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 12, Slok number 34. Kadachit dhyayataha srashtur Veda asamsha chaturmukhat कथम स्रक्ष्याम्यहं लोकान् समवेतान् यथा पुरा कदाचिद्ध्यायतः स्रष्टुर्वेदा आसश्चतुर्मुखात् कथं स्रक्ष्याम्यहं लोकान् समवेतान् यथा पुरा कदाचिद्ध्यायत स्रष्टुर्वेदा आसंश चतुर्मुखात् कथं स्रक्ष्याम्यहं लोकान् समवेतान् यथा पुरा कदाचित् ध्यायत हरे कृष्णा। माता जी कोई बोलेगी? एनीबडी? ओके। कदाचित, once upon a time, dhyayataha, while contemplating, srashtuhu of Brahma, Vedaha, the Vedic literature, asan became manifested, chatu mukhat, from the four mouths, katham shrakshyami, how shall I create, aham, myself, lokan, all these worlds, samavetan, assembled, yatha, as they are, pura, in the past. Translation: once upon a time, when Brahma was thinking of how to create the worlds, as in the past millennium, the four Vedas, which contain all varieties of knowledge, became manifested from the four mouths. That means when he was contemplating, four Vedas came out of his mouth. Hare Krishna. Purport: as fire can consume anything and everything without being contaminated, so by the grace of the Lord, the fire of Brahma's greatness consumed his desire for sinful act of sex with his daughter. The Vedas are the sources of all knowledge, and they were first revealed to Brahma by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While Brahma was thinking of recreating the material world, Brahma is powerful by the dint of his devotional service unto the Lord, and the Lord is always ready to forgive his devotees if by chance he falls down from the noble path of devotional service. The Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.42 confirms this as follows. Swapadamoolam bhajata priyasya त्यक्त्वान्यभावस्य हरिः परेशः विकर्म यच्चपतितां कथञ्चित् दुनोति सर्वं हृदि सन्निविष्टः. As person who is engaged 100% in the transcendental loving service of the Lord at his lotus feet, he is very dear to the personality of Godhead Hari, and the Lord, being situated in the heart of the devotee, excuses all kinds of sins committed by chance. It was never expected that a great personality like Brahma would ever think of sex indulgence with his daughter. The example shown by Brahma only suggests that the power of the material nature is so strong that it can act upon everyone, even Brahma. Brahma was saved by the mercy of the Lord with a little punishment. But by the grace of the Lord, he did not lose his prestige as Lord Brahma. Thank you. Purport of slok number 29, we will also read just reference with this. The sages like Marichi were not in the wrong in submitting their protests against the acts of the great father. They know very well that even though their father committed a mistake, there must be some great purpose behind the show. Otherwise, such a great personality could not have committed such a mistake. It might be that Brahma wanted to warn his subordinates about human frailties in their dealings with women. This is always very dangerous for persons who are on the path of self-realization. Therefore, great personalities like Brahma, even when in the wrong, should not be neglected, nor could the great sages, headed by Marichi, show any disrespect because of his extraordinary behavior. Thought it was very relevant comments by Srila Prabhupada. So we'll read that. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Brahmaji Maharaj ki jai. Lord Brahma is the first citizen of the universe, Pratham Nagrik of the Brahmanda. He is the greatest of all jivas present in this particular Brahmanda. Nobody else can surpass his glories, his authority, his empowerment, his qualities, his surrender, his taking shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, his ideal behavior, all throughout his long tenure of life. He is a most powerful entity in the whole Brahmanda, particular Brahmanda. In the whole history of Puranas, Vedas, you must have never heard that somebody is fighting with Brahma. Any of the greatest of demon, maybe Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, everybody has bowed down to him, did tapasya to please him. Even Lord Shiva is found to be fighting with people. But you find one example where Brahma is attacked by somebody in war. Of course, there is different kind of attacks from different people, but no created living beings by Brahma has ever dared to fight with Brahma or challenge his authority. So we have to understand that Brahma is a very special person. He is also a person who is born without mother, a yonija. There is nothing like father and mother. He directly came from Lord Vishnu's navel, umbilicus. That way also he is great. This is called as Amaithuni Srishti, this kind of creation. And even Brahma conducted Amaithuni Srishti for some time, till he created Shraddhadev Manu and Shatarupa Devi. Then the Maithuni Srishti started. That is later on. So, at times, because Brahma is so great, Lord Krishna also uses him to teach the world something. It is like in Marathi there is a saying, Leki bole sune lage. That means whatever you want to teach the daughter-in-law, you tell the daughter, you don't do this, this is not good. You are not expected to do this. That means the daughter-in-law is also hearing. So directly, instead of telling her and embarrassing her or intimidating her, you tell your daughter. So I always think that these people like Brahma, sometimes we see Uddhav, sometimes we see Arjun, sometimes we see many people who appear to be apparently bewildered, although being so great. You may feel, I don't get bewildered like this. How Arjuna can get bewildered like this? At many times you may think. But they are not bewildered. They are bewildered to serve the Lord. Lord arranges for them to get bewildered so that he can speak Bhagavad Gita, he can speak Uddhav Gita, he can speak so many things. He can do so many things. So here he is using Brahma. So we should never make a mistake of misunderstanding Brahma. You will be amazed to know that all the acharyas who have commented on Srimad Bhagavatam, all great acharyas, Sridhar Swami, Sanatana Goswami, Jeev Goswami, you name Harishori ji, you name Vallabhacharya ji, you know Nimbarkacharya, all sampradayas, different acharyas, whoever have commented, they have warned everybody, don't ever misunderstand Brahma. That he has done such a heinous activity, he is fallen, this, that, don't ever think. If you do that, you will have a spiritual difficulty. That's what they are mentioning constantly and very strongly and consistently, unanimously. Different times the acharyas are commenting. Don't consider this as Brahma's fall down. This is a special pen. Even Prabhupada is commenting on 29th verse in the purport. There must be special purpose. Even Marichi, who protested along with his brothers who were sons of Brahma, definitely he checked him. My Lord, my Father, please don't do this. What will the people think? What will the principles of religion? What will happen to the principles of religion? So he was checked by his son. But it is mentioned, even Marichi said that I don't think my father is done like this because of his fallen down. There must be some purpose of the Lord in showing this show. This word is used as show. Behind this show, there must be some purpose behind of the Lord. And it is also mentioned that Marichi never did this checking also with disrespect. With full honor and dignity and respect, he checked him. As service to him, not as a superior and inferior, and you are a better person, so you correct the lower person. Not in that mood also. He did his duty, that's all. So first and foremost statement in this chapter or in this sloka, before we talk anything, is that there is no question of Brahmaji's having fallen down. This is all to teach us. The Lord is teaching us. There is no question of Arjuna's falling down, but the world has to receive Bhagavad Gita. So all that drama was performed. So, before we further go into Brahma's details, Brahma is very close to all of us. Brahma is the greatest grandfather that we ever can have. He is the father of everybody. And he is especially close to us because he stays in Barsana in the form of a mountain. That also shows his greatness. He has such a great personality, with such a long span of life, with such authority, such greatness, such power. He has chosen to become a stone there. To become stone means he is Mr. Nobody. Huh? What do you all do on the stone? First of all, we walk on the stone. Then the dogs and human beings, then the monkeys, everything they do on the stone. We don't even think when we are walking on the stone. Stone has no personality. Stone has no ability to react to you. Stone is simply a hard inert matter. It has no emotions. It has no performance of any reactions, right? So that position Brahma accepted. And what is the purpose behind this? Is to receive the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Gopas and Gopis while they are performing their loving pastimes. Madhurya Leela. The most ecstatic, sublime dust of their feet he wants to receive on his head. So Krishna said, Vrishabharuputam Puram Gatva, go to Vrishabhanupur and become a mountain there. Nobody does any tapasya in this world to go from top to bottom. Point to note. Everybody does tapasya of any kind, you and me also, to go a little above from where we are. May not be the highest level, but we are doing some exams in between something, some qualification, some entrance, some exam. Job from E, F, G, H. From H level to G level, from G level to F level. We are doing some tapasya, sacrificing some enjoyment, entertainment, sleep, food. So we want to rise from a level. There are only two people I know. You may know more people, but I know two people who have done tapasya called as avaroha tapasya. From top position to lower position. Uddhava has become blade of grass, also like Mr. Nobody. From the topmost position of a closest associate of Krishna. So many qualities he has. Closest, the gopis would say, how fortunate he is. How often and how constantly he is with Krishna. How much Krishna loves him. How he looks like Krishna only. Everything, all that you need to have, or want to have, desire to have, is already with Uddhava. And that Uddhava gave up company of Krishna and became blade of grass by doing tapasya. Brahma, his position from birth only is topmost. He doesn't have to achieve anything. He is already placed in topmost position. And then further by tapasya, he did greatest things and greatest things and greatest things. You can imagine, he went on doing such things that nobody can compare to do even ever in life. From that position, he became a stone. So that is his personality. The inner personality of Brahma is this. External seva is to create and to control and to guide and to, divide and multiply. This is all seva. Your seva. But there is something called as your own spiritual life. Like we do a lot of seva. When there is some japa which you do, you have some relation with Krishna, you have some realizations and you have your own spiritual internalization. So this is Brahma's internalization, Brahma's sadhana, Brahma's inner feelings about Krishna. So this is like his personal life. One is public life and this is his personal life. In personal life he has chosen to become a stone. And we are fortunate to have a eye hospital there in Barsana. So I'll tell you 2 minutes about that also. Where Brahma has taken shelter in the dust of Barsana. And there is Brahmagiri, 4-headed mountain, which represents 4 heads of Brahma. Bhanugad, Dangad, Vilasgad, Mangad. In between on Dangad there is Morkuti. So he has established himself there. And please think that he became stone, he wanted Krishna's dust, Gopa's dust, Gopis' dust. Fine, they were there for whatever number of years, 10 years and 3-4 months. Some people say 11 years, 52 days. So he could have disappeared from there. He is not going to be there anymore. Or maybe Krishna has gone, but Gopis are there, let me stay there. But when Krishna, Gopis, Gwalbal, cows, Krishna, everybody went back to Godhead after killing Dantavakra. There was nobody in Brajbhumi. Brajbhumi was empty when Vajranath came to renovate the Brajbhumi. There was nobody there. except one person called Shandilya Muni. So Brahma could have thought, now my purpose is fulfilled, let me go back, why should I stay here? But the significant part of Brahmaji is still today he is there in Barsana as mountain. And today you and me walk on that, sit on that and do everything on that. There is also toilet on Dangad. The only toilet on 4 heads is on Dangad, public toilet, which is stinking like crazy. That's one is head of Brahma. Maharaj is talking, Radhanath Swami in one lecture. Do you know where are you sitting? The lecture is going on Dangad. You're sitting on the head of Brahma. And that too, okay, your Parshvabhumi is sitting on that. But when you stand, your wretched feet are going to be traversing and putting themselves on Lord, on the head of Brahma. Do you dare to put your feet on the head of Guru? And everybody is Brahma's descendant. All your gurus, parampara, everybody ends in Brahma only. And we are putting our Parshvabhumi, our feet on his head. And we don't even notice that. We climb from the ground level on the mountain and go on all the way, this way, that way, shortcut to Mangad, Murukuti, to Man Mandir. How much conscious we have to be? How much meditation we should have that, yes, my Lord, I am Brahma, my topmost of Guru Parampara personality. First I bow down to you at the first step and take permission from you, beg forgiveness from you. I am climbing your head just to see Radha and Krishna. Just to talk about Radha and Krishna, to hear about Radha and Krishna, to serve them. Not to have golgappe and ragda patties and lassi and pakoda on top and have sense gratification. We have to be constantly conscious of our feet being on that stone, on the mountain, while we are there. And we can't do loose behavior of jokes here and there, playing with the monkeys, throwing stones at them, having fun with watching monkeys. All these things we should not do because where we are standing to all this having manoranjan? On the head of Brahma. So at that place, that glorious place where Brahma took shelter, eternally, at least at the end of the millennia, he will be there. We have got our service to Radharani and Brajvasis. We have come up with a hospital. It's just 1 year over, yesterday. 1 year over. Until every year we used to operate 3,000 eye surgeries. Eye patients will operate. Average. The last almost 25 years almost. So we thought new building is there, new hospital is there, so let us continue the same number of operations so that we will settle down and next year we will increase. By the unlimited grace of Guru and Krishna and Radharani, we did 7,700 surgeries in the first year only. And that too, we did 5,000 surgeries by the highest, costliest method of laser surgery. It is called phacoemulsification. Nobody even dares to think to do that in the camp. That is free of charge. But mercy was such that everything was arranged. And we did 5,000 cataract surgeries by laser method. 1,900 non-laser method. Those who are not qualified for that. Contraindicated. And 700 small surgeries we did. 800. Total 7,700. For us also it is unbelievable how this can happen. We examined 65,000 patients, outreach and in-house. There also we didn't imagine, but we could do it. We could complete the targets. And last line, before I go to this Leela again. This year we have kept target of 7,000 laser surgeries. 2,000 normal surgeries of cataract and 1,000 the small surgeries of entropion, ectropion, pterygium kind of things, small things. And we have also put target of 1.25 lakhs of in-house and outpatient examination, outreach examinations. So we are very fortunate to be in the close association of Lord Brahma there, because our hospital land is such that from the 5 acres of land, you can stand on any square millimeter of the land, any of your choice. You will see full Brahma. Full Brahma, which is very rarely to be seen from any point of view in Barsana. But either you are in front of the Bhanugad only, see Bhanugad only, everything else is covered. Or you go to Mangad, you only see Mangad and maybe one part, but everything else is covered. But you go to Uchagaon, you can see full Brahma. But on our land, you go any part of the land, especially on terrace if you go, you can take darshan of Brahma all throughout. That is the greatest fortune. This personality of Brahma is extremely inspiring. Extremely inspiring. He is every action of Brahma is simply teaching us and teaching us and teaching us. Okay, we'll start. So first Brahma created 5 kinds of creations. Tama, Moha, Mahamoha, Tamishra and Andatamishra. It seems that time he was not enlightened fully. Okay. So he was not happy with his own creation, because suppose you are angry and you say some harsh words. You repent afterwards, ki I shouldn't have spoken that. No, I just spoke, but out of control. Like that Brahma created, but he wasn't happy. So from this we should understand that as per one's thoughts and consciousness, our creation takes place. In this regard, in our life, children, for example, or our project, for example. Our children and our projects that we create are simply the manifestation of our consciousness. We have to take full responsibility. If our children are misbehaving, or having bad activities, bad qualities, we have to take full ownership, because they are the product of your consciousness at the time of conception. The joint consciousness of mother and father attracts a particular soul suitable for that joint consciousness and takes birth as your son and daughter. That is why their behavior is fully our responsibility. And then when they are born, then we give them training, parvarish. We cultivate them. We give them samskaras. Totally what we are, they are our pratibimba. They are our mirror image. The way we conduct ourselves in front of them, they are going absorbing everything. So if they misbehave at the age of 10, all that 10 years and that time of conception together is manifesting. And we have to be responsible in a humble state of mind. We can't say, I don't know from this quality where it has come to you. From where it has come in you. None of us are like this. No, it is us only. Okay. The impurities in our thoughts and consciousness takes shape in the form of our children and our creation. So when Avidya, Agyan, Brahma was not happy, then Brahma meditated on Krishna and 4 Kumaras were created. As soon as there was meditation on Krishna, good production came out. Without thinking and meditating on the Lord, if we do any work, the result is always inauspicious. Whether you are doing so-called Satkarma in the material world. But if it is without the thought of Krishna, the result is always inauspicious. Therefore, Krishna told Arjuna, okay, you are sitting here in the war, taking bow and arrow and going to kill everybody. But he said, even that work, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, that is going to be spiritual only when you think of me, and for me, you do the activity of Yuddha. So this is very significant. See, Yudhyacha is not something like cooking vegetables, or rolling chapati and offering to the Lord. That's the activity. But Yuddha is a very big activity. Massacre is going to happen. By one shot of an arrow, by mistake, Dasarath shot an arrow and Shravan Bala was killed. It's not easy. It's like a great disastrous activity. One direction here and there, something else will happen. That kind of activity Krishna is telling Arjuna, think of me and do it. And do it for me, not for you. That is why even after all that, they became victorious. Even after all that, they are glorified today. Even after all that, we can say, these are murderers. You can say, these 5 brothers are murderers of such a large number of people because they wanted to become kings of the universe, of the world. We don't say that any time. Whenever we narrate Bhagavatam or Mahabharata, we only glorify Pandavas. Because they are all glorifiable only, they are glorious only. Because they did not do this activity for themselves. Even after doing all these things on the order of Krishna, still Dharmaraj felt guilty. He felt, see, because of me, so many people are killed and to make me king. And he was so morose, so Krishna had to bring them to Bhishmadev to get preached. It is not so. You are a great personality. You don't have to feel repentful. You did the needful as per the order of Krishna. You are Krishna conscious. You are glorious. He had to be cheered up. But he was so Vaishnava personality that he was feeling guilty for what he did. Even in the order of Krishna. That is the heart of a Vaishnava. Okay. When four Kumaras rejected the idea of becoming Grahasthas, which Brahma of course wanted them to marry and create progeny, for which purpose they were created. Because Brahma became angry and Lord Shiva was created. Let's see now. Anger came, so Rudra was created. Whatever consciousness, state of mind, emotions Brahma had, as per that you will see things keep coming out. Now, how the core Kumaras rejected the idea of becoming Grahasthas? Because they associated with Narad Muni, the senior brother of theirs. And he had the consciousness of renunciation. So by associating with him, they adopted the consciousness. So either you have your own created emotion or your creation is impressed by the association that you have. You get my point? You have your own consciousness by your own thought alone when you are. Otherwise, you are what you associate with. So they associated with Narasmini, so they thought they will not become Brahmacharya, they will remain Brahmacharis. By keeping, why Brahma got angry? Whenever you expect something and that doesn't happen, Krodha comes. So Brahmaji was expecting that these four Kumaras which I created will become Grahasthas and will do my act of procreation. And when they refused, he was angry, and that's how Lord Shiva came about. So that Shiva was called as Nila Lohita Rudra. There is one place in Mayapur called Rudra Dvipa. He is also called as Lohitaksha Shiva. He is there in Rudra Dvipa, where our ISKCON temple is there. It's on Rudra Dvipa only. So there, Lohitaksha Shiva or Nila Lohita Rudra met with Vallabha Bhatta and gave his mercy to him and said, I'm so happy with your teachings, your life, your austerity, your sincerity. So I bless you that a sampradaya will begin from you. So Vallabha Bhatta said, no, it should begin with you. I am your follower. I'll become a follower, not the leader. So okay, fine. So he's a Vallabhacharya, from where Rudra Sampradaya started. Anyways, that's reference I gave you. Then that Rudra took 11 forms. Manyu, Manu, Mahinas, Mahan, Shiva, Rutadhvaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadev and Dhritarvrata. These 11 forms that we call as 11 Rudras, they were one after another thrown out of the Bhrukuti Madhya of Brahma, from the middle area of the eyebrows. Brahma gave them wives, 11 ladies, and he said, please marry them, and told them to create. And they started creating ghosts, hobgoblins, Brahma Rakshasa, Bhuta, Pishacha, Vetala, Dakini, Yakshas, all those things. So it created a lot of disturbance. So Brahma told them, stop the creation, go and do the meditation, go for meditation. Then Brahma meditated on Krishna, this time with the empowerment of Krishna Shakti. Do you know when we do yajna, we offer oblations to Purnamasyadi Bhakti Shaktyaha. There are Purnamasi Adi 20 Bhakti Shaktis, in which there is Yashoda, Devaki, Devahuti, then Rukmini, then Yashoda, and Yanga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Kunti. There are many personalities. These Shaktis, they manifest as people in the Leela of Krishna. Like Lord Shiva also manifests in the Leela of Krishna, but his job is to destroy whatever is created, or he's in charge of Kala, arts and science, whatever. So that is their external seva. As I told you, in personal life is their coming in the Leela of Krishna, as Krishna's desire. So these 20 Shaktis are very powerful. They actually run the whole universe on behalf of Krishna. Whatever powers we see in the world is manifestation of these 20 people on behalf of Krishna. So this time he meditated with the empowerment of all the Shaktis. And lo and behold, what happened? This is a lesson for all of us. Whenever you are thinking of Krishna and you are absorbed in Krishna, whatever you are doing has another effect. And whatever is created by chance, suppose one room is created, or one house is created, or one temple is created, or some project is created, all that becomes empowered by Krishna's mercy. Because the creator personality has that deep meditation at the level of consciousness. So who was created by this kind of meditation? 10 sons were born, and listen to their names: Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, Vashishta, Daksha, and Narada. Even chanting their names is purifying to the heart. That's so powerful. These are like eternally glorified sages. They were born out of Brahma after that meditation. Then from Brahma's shadow, Chaya, Kardama Muni was created. From the backside, Adharma was created. Why backside? Because backside is supposed to be bad side, rare side. What we are known as by the front side. I meet you from front, I don't meet you from behind. Everybody is meeting each other from front. The Lord also we see from front. We show our front to the Lord, right? But backside is representing Adharma. So Adharma came from that. Many ghastly people also came from that. They wanted to misuse Brahma. It's another story in third canto. Then Brahma created Vak. This is our today's story. Then Brahma created Vak. Vak means Vani, the sound vibration from his own kantha. And that was manifesting as the most beautiful Saraswati Devi. And I suppose you and me, we give birth to a girl baby, right? But when we give to a baby girl, we birth to a baby girl, do you ever think I will be attracted to her in the future physically? I will be enamored by her beauty. I like to do something with her. No, it's like not known. It's not even considered like that. Even however sinful and demoniac the father may be in his activities in life, but when he gives birth to a baby girl, he doesn't think, okay, when she'll grow up, I'll have enjoyment with her. But such things happen in the future because of the power of Maya. How does Maya act? Maya is Chidranveshi. What is Chidranveshi? She looks for one opening somewhere, one leakage somewhere. If there is all sealed, there is no leakage. But for water to get out of anything, how much space you require to get out? Hardly anything. You don't even need 1 millimeter, half millimeter, 1/10 of millimeter, 1/50th of millimeter. That much of thing is there. Water or the achar ka oil will come out. When you put achar in plastic bottle, plastic cover, you think nothing will come out. After some time, you'll find 3 months, there is some oil out. Because there is microscopic, nanoscopic chidra is there. And oil is enough to get out of that and spoil your clothes in the bag. So Maya is Chidranveshi. You are chanting very nicely, you are associating very nicely, but there is some moment of negligence. That is Chidra, the gap. And then she attacks there. So that is why at an you can say unconscious moment, or it can be a not so much vigilant moment, or not so aware moment, Brahma got trapped in that power of Maya. And it said that he ran behind his daughter. And of course, these creations are Amaithuni creations. There is no mother. Saraswati Devi is not having mother. When Brahma is father, mother, then they came together. And Amaithuni means it's just creating without the act of Maithuna. And also she's not taking birth as a small baby first, crying, then she's breastfed and she's grown up and she's walking and crying. No. Whatever creations we're talking about here now, 4 Kumaras and 10 Rishis, all are grown up people. Immediately they are created as grown-up people. Full-fledged personality. So when Vakvani was created as Saraswati, she was like full-fledged, beautiful Devi. Instant, beautiful lady in front of you, young, attractive, charming. So Brahma got attracted and started running behind him, her. By that time, already the 10 sons were created. I told you, Marichi, Atri, there were 10 people. Senior most was, Jeshta was Marichi. So Marichi took all the brothers and protested and stopped Brahma from running behind. He prevented him from doing further heinous activity. Brahma also realized immediately. His sons, headed by Marichi, respectfully brought attention of Brahma to the point of that the religious principles would be totally destroyed and disturbed by your activities. So Brahma immediately he stopped, he restricted, he desisted himself and felt ashamed and gave up his body. So did Brahma die? No. Brahma did not die the way we give up body and die. All again acharyas are explaining. Don't think like us or don't humanize Brahma like we are. He killed that mentality, that bhavana, that consciousness with which he was attracted to his daughter. And he reformed himself. So what is important is the transformation of consciousness. Anytime you do anything, we always expect transformation. We talk Bhagavad Gita, we talk Bhagavatam, we preach, we behave, we give an example. The all purpose of verbal and non-verbal communication of a devotee is to cause transformation of heart in the audience or in the community. Prabhupada also said, what we need is transformation of heart. We are not so much fond of change of dress. White dhoti kurta, saffron dhoti kurta, tilak, kantimala. This is good transformation. But much more important transformation is the transformation of consciousness. And if the consciousness is transformed, then even if you are in pant shirt, or even in Babaji dress, or you are in some whatever dress, the effect will be there in the people who are watching you, who are listening to you. Even in the pravachan also, Prabhupada said, first dress, then address. He told his disciple to be properly dressed before you address. But finally, what affects the mind of people is not your dress. What affects your people's mind is your consciousness with which you are speaking. How contaminated the mind is and how uncontaminated the mind is will decide the effect and the transformation in the heart of the audience. So, he gave up that sinful mentality. And lo and behold, something when you give up, suppose you give up stool and urine, is it ineffective when you give up? No, some effect is there in the society, in the atmosphere, right? Some bad smell is there, some bad appearance is there, people are feeling obnoxious looking at that. So his mentality when he gave up, it became the fog. So whatever fog you see today, kohra, dhund, is Brahma's mentality which he gave up, willingly gave up. That became kohra. Point to note. So Srila Prabhupada write in the purport of 29th verse, which I already read to you, right? What he wrote, there must be some great purpose behind this activity. Otherwise, it's impossible that the person like Brahma would commit such a mistake. Brahma must be wanting to show human frailties in dealings with women. This is very dangerous for those who are on the path of self-realization. How do we learn things effectively if these things happening we see in great people? On the roadside people who are insignificant, something happens, we don't learn from them because they're not effective people in the society. When somebody is very famous, powerful, influential, and something happens to that person, then everybody wants to know what happened, how it happened, what is happening as a result of that. And then they draw lessons from that. That's why he said, Mahajano yanagatasya panta. Mahajanas are leading the pathway, good or bad. Even Mahabharata also Mahajano yatasya panta only. The so-called Mahan people in opulence and power were Kauravas. The way they went, the way they traversed the life path, the result is like this. And there are Mahajanas like Pandavas, They traverse the life path like this, and this is the result. So whole Mahabharata is what? Mahajano Yana Gathasya Panta. All the great people went this way. And according to their consciousness, the effects were like this. Now you decide whom you want to follow. That is Mahabharata. So this is also Brahmaji is utilized by the Lord to show something to all of us. How dangerous it is to indulge indiscriminately with opposite sex. How difficult and how dangerous it is. Not only for sannyasis, brahmacharis, also for grahasthas. All of us are living entities. All of us are Satchidananda Atmas. All of us are in the body with three guna affected, with three tapa affected. All of us are equally vulnerable to the association of opposite sex. For women, men. For men, women. It's not only men and women we are talking. It is a principle of opposite sex. That is what is important. Rupa Goswami has said, one should consciously avoid the association of non-devotees. And then he says, and those who are too attached to sense gratification. And what is the most powerful sense gratification? Is the activity between man and woman. So those who are too addicted to this thought process of enjoyment, even their association, even they are devotees, we should be avoiding. Are supposed to avoid. It is so dangerous. You may not see the activity or do the activity yourself, but if you associate who are doing that activity, also is going to affect you. So you may say, I don't even mingle with opposite sex and I'm very cautious and all. But you are associating with similar sex, that means your same gender, who are doing those activities. It is bound to affect our consciousness, and someday you will find yourself doing the activity. So this path of sense gratification it needs to be checked constantly. We are, as human beings in Grihastha Ashram, are allowed to indulge in some enjoyment, right? Of eating, dressing, whatever, association. But what is the word Prabhupada keeps on using? Regulated. Dharma anukula, right? We have to indulge in these things in a regulated way as per the order of dharma, as per the provision and allowance. If you step out of the allowance, then the disaster is waiting for you. So if I'm wearing white and I'm a grahastha and I have some license to be in the household with mother, father, sister, daughter and everybody, but I have to be very careful in what that's why Prabhupada said, even with mother, even with daughter, and even with sister, you cannot be alone. And he set an example. He was over 80, his sister was a little below 80. She came to meet him and a devotee was about to go. His work was over. He thought, sister has come, so why should I sit here? They are brother and sister, let them have their privacy. Prabhupada said, sit here. So he thought some work may be there. And then they chatted for a long time, and brother, sister, Pishima and Prabhupada, they had a long time, they had some good chat and everything. I mean, like household talk. And then Pishima got up and left, and Prabhupada said, now you can go. So I was wondering, what I was doing. He said, I wanted you to be there because she's a woman, I'm a man. I said, what? She's your sister? She's so old. He said, no, we have to be careful. So he was teaching by example. That even if he's old sister like 80-year-old, and I am also 80 plus, still the dharma principle is that you're not supposed to associate with ladies who are sisters, daughters or mother alone. Not that we are going to do something, but the association of opposite sex is very empowering. It's like associating ice with butter. You have a refrigerated butter. This is almost like a rock, it takes time to melt and eatable. But even that refrigerated, frozen butter, if it associates with fire, what happens? It immediately melts. It loses its position or shape or consistency of a butter. It cannot even become normal butter, it just starts melting in a liquid form. Now it is not ghee, not butter, nothing. It has lost its identity. It has destroyed its identity in existence. So you cannot say ki I am such a butter, I am such a frozen butter that I cannot melt with fire. There is no butter in the world which cannot melt with fire. There is no situation like that. You can't think ourselves to be so great that I will sit there and not be affected. This is biggest illusion. That is why this principle is there. Sometimes people who come new in Krishna consciousness, they feel these people are this unrealistic, what kind of thoughts these are? Mother, father, mother, daughter and sister also. What kind of thought is this? We sit here on each other's lap. We so much love each other. We don't have any bad feelings in the mind. But Shastra is Shastra. Dharmam tu Shakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. The word Shastra is Bhagavan's word. Not my word or your liking or my liking. It is called Krishna's word. And you have to take it seriously. Otherwise you will have bad effects. You will repent. So, but it is interesting to note that even in Brahma's creation, nothing went smoothly. If you study the creation, you'll see there are so many obstacles. See, there is Vidya, Avidya. Then Avidya situation, some production is there. Then Vidya, some other production is there. Then there is good creation, there is bad creation. Good situation, bad situation. Creation, destruction. So many disturbances, demoniac people coming in, disturbing from behind, from front. So what is all these things happening? Good, bad, creation, destruction. This is the nature of matter. The inherent nature of matter is to disturb you. As long as and how long you are associating or working with matter, it is going to disturb you. You may be doing something great, but if you are dealing with matter without proper Krishna consciousness, it is going to disturb you. So Brahma is doing it for Krishna, but the nature of matter is disturbing. So even Brahma's service to Krishna of creation was not smooth. It was always interrupted. Naturally and inevitably, the opposite things follow each other in Brahma's creation, if you note it very carefully. Now, if a common man reads this particular pastime, he will feel ghastly. See, it's like this, suppose you have done 10,020 activities in a great glorious way. You should be glorified throughout your life. At the end of creation also, one should be glorified. Such work you have done, not one work, thousands of works you have done. But in such a person, if he performs one heinous activity, what happens? All the glory is destroyed. This is the nature of material world. Material world will not say how glorious he is. Just don't worry about this. Just ignore all these things. This is one small thing you should forget. People will harp on that thing. And you keep on talking about good things. Forget about it. What about this? What about this? You will talk. It's like, you are wearing perfectly white kurta, fully ironed and starched. And one dumber, what is it called? Tar falls on it. What people will see? How wonderful this sleeve is. How wonderful the whole length is. How wonderful the pocket is. See how wonderful it is starched. Everybody will only look at the dark point, the tar point. And it's not their fault. It is just like that only. The fly will always go to the dirt in the beautifully clean room. That's how the material world is. And you cannot say, "Arey, wow, you are thinking of that black dot on my starched white kurta. Why don't you look at the white part which is all over the kurta except that 1 millimeter? But no, sir, it is like that only. This is how the world is. You are living in the world like that. You are not in the spiritual world. But when we perform spiritual life, then we learn that this is how it is. Okay? Let me go a little fast. So, one verse Prabhupada quoted here. Swapada moolam bhajata prayasya. What does that mean? In essence, whoever has grasped the lotus feet of the Lord, whoever has surrendered his life or her life at the lotus feet of the Lord, that person is always glorious. Whatever he does is glorious. Krishna will protect him from all the activities. And a similar verse is there in 2nd canto, 6th chapter, 33rd verse. Na bharati menga mrushopalakshate, na vai kvachin me manasok mrishagati, na me rishikani patanti asatpathe, yanme rid utkantyavata drito harihi. O Narada, who is saying this? Bapre, Brahma is telling this to Narada. What is Brahma saying? Because I have held the lotus feet of the Lord Hari with great earnestness, great eagerness, three things are happening. Huh? First thing, my mind, my words never prove to be false. What is the benefit of becoming Krishna conscious? Krishna empowers your Vani. What you speak becomes truth. Prabhupada also said, if you attend Mangalarti morning program for 10 years, whatever you will speak, you will become true. आप जो बोलेगा वो सत्य हो जाएगा. This is Prabhupada's words. 10 years of continuous morning program, if one attends fully. So we have example of Jandanivas Prabhu and Pankajangri Prabhu. They attended not 10 years, 30 years they attended. And they were inside performing the morning program, not do observations. So my words never prove to be false because I am holding and I have surrendered to the feet of the Lord. Second, my mind never deters. It never deviates. And my senses never get degraded to any attachment of matter. So is it not that Brahma is telling lies? What he did was wrong. But Acharyas say that Brahma ji is not at fault. It is an offense to consider Brahma as a wrongdoer. That's why all scriptures need purport by a pure devotee. If we read anything without purport of pure devotee, there is only mental offense, misunderstanding and degradation. The story is like this. Now we will come to the reason behind it. There was a Tarakasur, demon Tarakasur was there. That Tarakasur was really disturbing the demigods. The demigods went to Kailash to take the help of Lord Shiva, to meet Lord Shiva and take his help. But when they approached Kailash, before Kailash only, they saw Garuda there, somehow. And Garuda was having a romantic association with she-swan. Very amazing, right? Very bewildering. But somehow he was very romantically associating with a she-swan. Looking at that, Brahma, who were leading the demigods to Lord Shiva, he laughed. He said, look at these associates of the Lord. They should not behave like this. So Garuda said, we devotees do everything by the will of the Lord. Our every activity is ordained by the Lord. My act is not adharma because I am associating with same prajati. She is a bird, I am also bird. So it's not adharma. But your laughing is adharma. So I curse you. Your intelligence will get bewildered and misled to an obnoxious activities of adharma in the future. That is why. But you will be dwelling in adharma. Your intelligence will be abominably perverted. That is why Brahma got bewildered for some time. Conclusion, don't see the faults in devotees. See the faults only in the self. You have right to see faults only in yourself, not in anybody else. Otherwise, there will be aprad. And we should never think of Brahma, that Brahma was lusty. Common thinking about Brahma is very lusty. So, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, api chetu duracharo vajate mam ananya bhak. Right? Sadhureva mantavya. So what does it say? If somebody is my devotee, absorbed in my service, and at time, incidentally, accidentally does something wrong, don't consider him as wrong. Because he is well situated in my bhakti, I will correct him from within. Krishna has said ever and ever again. See in this sloka also, 11.5.42, the same thing is said. In 2.6.33, same thing is said. In Bhagavad Gita, it is same thing is said. And Krishna says, I soon correct him from within. And he remains glorious. It's also mentioned here that Brahma was glorious. I'll tell you how it is glorious. He gave up that Vasanamaya Karana Sharir, Sukshma Deha. We have gross body, we have Sukshma Deha also. And then this karana item is there inside, which is called filled with vasana, attraction from male and female, or sense gratification. After he gave up that, Brahma created 4 Vedas. Brahma created 5th Veda as Ityas and Puranas. He, from his 4 mouths, 8 yagnas he created. He created 4 brahmacharyas. What are the 4 brahmacharyas? One is Savitra brahmacharya. For after 3 days of getting Gayatri mantra diksha, you have to maintain brahmacharya. This is called Savitra brahmacharya. Prajapatya brahmacharya. For 1 year after diksha, you have to maintain that. Brahma brahmacharya, till one is a student. It can be 12 years in Gurukula or whatever you are studying. As a time of study, one has to keep brahmacharya. And there is Brahat brahmacharya. That is what? Lifelong brahmacharya. Naishtiki brahmacharya. Then 4 grahastha pravrutti he created, 4 vanaprastha pravrutti he created, 4 sannyasa pravrutti he created, Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Pariprajaka and Paramahamsa. 4 varna and 4 ashrama he created. Tarka, logic, law and order, Vedic goals of life, moral codes. Pranam Omkar, Bhu, Bhuva and Swa. This Nada he created. 7 Chandas of Gayatri he created. All types of Vani and musical scales he created. Still Brahma was not satisfied. Then from his body he created Manu and Shatrupa. So now we can see, if he was sinful, if his mind was sinful, if his consciousness was not proper, how he can create so many wonderful sattvic items. His creation of 4 Vedas, Panchaveda and all the other different kinds of ashramas proves that his consciousness was not contaminated. He immediately corrected himself within moments. So what is important is not to look down upon people who make some mistake. You have to always see the good that they have done and always encourage them, support them to rise from the level what they have done. And if Krishna sees us from that point of view, if Krishna doesn't look at us like that, he corrects us from within, he maintains our devotional status, he maintains our dignity, then we are supposed to be Krishna conscious. One meaning of being Krishna conscious is to think like Krishna thinks. One meaning of Krishna consciousness is to think of Krishna. Another meaning of Krishna consciousness is to think the way Krishna thinks and act accordingly. How Krishna would have acted or thought in this situation. And Krishna has guided you how he thinks about devotees who do mistakes. Because devotees are very dear to him. He loves them. Who loves him, you tell me? In the whole creation is all people who don't love him. And amongst them, a fraction of people are trying to love him, attempting to love him, and sometimes they are, ladkhadate hain. They just fumble in between. But Krishna is saying that they are trying to come to me. They are coming to me. How can I forget they are trying to come to me? And where they have fallen down, while coming to me, they fell down on the way. What path they were traversing? They were traversing the path to reach me. And in between they fumbled. So am I supposed to discard them or insult them or take them out from the path? No. It's accidental. Word important in this is accidental, not intentional. If it is intentional, then one gets out. Maya immediately, nikatastha maya thare, jhapatiyo dhare. And when Maya doesn't capture you, when the intention is not like that, it's accidental. Then you are immediately pardoned and corrected by Krishna. So, a lot can be spoken about this. Lot of lessons to be learned. But we have to understand one thing, that anybody in this world who chants Hare Krishna, who is attempting to become a devotee, sincerely trying sadhana for many, many years, and after some years, many years, he has one fall down, one mistake. Help him out. Don't become judgmental. He is attempting to become Krishna conscious for so many years. How can that be wasted? Neha vikramana susti tat pratyavayana vidyate swalpam apyasa dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. This is Krishna's words. So much has been done by him. How can that be negated or nullified by one activity? How can that be forgotten or disregarded? If the Lord is not disregarding it or forgetting it, how can we forget it as devotees, as Krishna conscious devotees? So this is the moment of forgiving. We forgive because we know how many how many devotees are available here in the world? How rare devotees are? How many are sincerely trying to Manushanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye? So many, out of so many of them, one is trying to attempt something, one is trying to perfect, one is trying to dedicate, one is trying to surrender at the feet of the Lord. How rare are the people who are trying to surrender to the Lord? And how we can judge them and disregard them? So this is the final thing that we need to understand. And today is the all glories to Lord Brahma, all glories to him, all respects to him. If we do that, then we will make progress. He is a very powerful personality. Today happens to be the appearance of Lord Ganesha. Maghi Chaturthi, Ganesh Jayanti. Ganesh is the son of Mahadev and Parvati. And all the human beings, Vaishnavas, following Vaishnava Dharma, are supposed to offer respects to 5 devas: Vishnu, Shankara, Parvati, and Ganesha, and Shiva. Vishnu, Shiva, Parvati, Ganesh, and one more I forget. Surya Bhagwan. Surya, Vishnu, Shiva, Parvati, and Ganesh. You may not keep them as the object of your life of worship, but we have to offer our respects to them at regular intervals on the auspicious occasions. So, Lord Ganesha is empowered to remove all your obstacles on the spiritual path. Like this one. This one obstacle is there. By the mercy of Ganesha, it will be removed. He is not only empowered to remove your material obstacles in material progress, but is also empowered by the Lord to remove spiritual obstacles on your spiritual path also. We don't go for him, go to him for that. But he is also empowered for that. You go for him, ask him, he will help you to go over your spiritual obstacles on the path of bhakti. So we offer our respects. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurute Deva, Sarvakarishu Sarvita. Our karya is to serve the Lord, to perform bhakti, devotional service. And any vigna in bhakti, he is able to remove and help us to progress faster. Tomorrow is Vasant Panchami, so in advance I wish you for Vasant Panchami. It's a great festival. There will be wonderful things happening tomorrow also. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.